Okay, now that we have the Merlin set up and he's ready to go, we're going to get the laptop going. First off, we need to take the laptop and plug it in. Plug the power cord into here, and of course plug the other end of it into your power strip. Take your mouse, plug it in here, and we also provide you a scanner. So we need you to plug that in too. Take this end, plug it in like so. Okay. Now take the other end of the scanner like this and plug it in over here. Okay. Now we're ready to go. We do that on both laptops, by the way. So I'm going to open it up. It's going to power itself up. Okay, it's election morning. We have our Merlin set up. You notice the blue light is on. We have our thumb drive, our red thumb drive in the Merlin. He's sitting there, he's ready to go. So now what we have to do is get our laptops up and running. So we've got two of them at this precinct, so we hit the power on button. Takes it a second to boot. We're up. This is the login screen. And what you do here is you press the enter key, and then you type in the Windows login password. You can find this on your password card. It's in the red envelope, that's where you, or the bag rather, that where you got your red thumb drive from Merlin. So go get that. And look and see what your password is. Key it in, press enter. And we're up. The laptop is booted successfully. Normally the software ePull tab will start automatically. If for some reason it doesn't, you can double click on this ePull tab icon. Sometimes it's up here on the up this corner up here. It depends on the laptop and how it was built and what it does. Alright, so it's powering up. The software is initializing. Waiting for Merlin to sync, getting the poll book keys. Keys were loaded. At this point, he's ready to go. At this point, we click close. And let's get the second laptop going. Same procedure. Power up, power button. Press the enter key, enter the Windows login password. Enter it, press enter. And see the same screen. The software should automatically start. Again, if it doesn't, double click this, or that might be up here. Different machines were programmed, have it listed differently. Okay, let's go back to laptop number 1. Ready to log in. This is the ePull tab user. You can look on your password card and you can find the names for the users for your precinct. We prefer you to use user 1 and user 2. There are more options available, but we prefer you to use user 1 and user 2. So, if I miss my password card, I get it. It says, this is be user A. Key in the password for that user. Enter. Or, I'm sorry, you have to go down here to login. And it said it needs to be open, which is very true. But right now, you just click OK. And software's up and ready to run. If you look down here on the bottom here on this status bar, it says the polls are closed, which is true. So let's do the other laptop the same way. Get it up and running. Okay. Close. And this will be the second ePoll tab user. Tab it down to login. You can press enter. Same screen as we saw before. Click OK. If you look down here on the bottom, it still shows that we're closed. So what we need to do is we need to open the polls, but we need to open the polls only on one laptop and one laptop only. So go down here to the bottom right. It's right here. That is the main menu bar or tab. Some people call it the hamburger tab or hamburger button. Whatever you prefer, click on it. And you'll see up here where it says open the polls. So click open the polls. And we're open. We're ready to start searching and doing whatever you would like to do. So you notice down here it says they're open. Let's go back to laptop number 1. You notice it shows the same status as open. So let's do a search. Okay, we have a bunch of voters here, just to show you the screen of what it looks like. Okay, let's search for Jones. All right, we have several of them. Let's say Jonathan has just showed up. Click on Jonathan. It shows all of his data. Once you verify that everything is correct for Jonathan, you click in Check the Voter In. It says give him a ballot. You click yes. What you do is you give him the little card that he takes to the ballot officer, and the ballot officer will give him the proper ballot. Click OK. We're back and you see he's checked in. Now, if we go back over to laptop number 2, and let's do a search on Jones. And we'll notice that Jonathan is listed at the top, just like on the other one. Shows he's checked in. So that means the laptops are synced and they're working correctly. You can check down here. It shows 1 checked in. We'll go back to number 1, laptop number 1. And you'll notice we also have 1 checked in. Okay, the next person that shows up has a driver's license and they want you to scan it in with your handy dandy scanner. So take your scanner, like so, hold the driver's license, and scan it like so. And it shows the person you just scanned. Of course, it says red, so let's click on it and see what red says. It says this voter is in the wrong precinct. And if you look right up here, it says it should be in Vaucluse Spring, 504. So what you do is you explain this to the voter, that they're in the wrong precinct, and what they need to do is you give them that little yellow card that shows all the precinct names and voting addresses. Circle their precinct and give them the card and instruct them that they need to go to this place to vote. Please don't try to give them directions. Everybody today has GPS on their phone or their car, and if they really don't know where it is, they can key it in and it will tell them where to go. But please don't try to give them the address or the instructions on how to get there. That doesn't work very well. Too much chance for error. All right, let's return back to search. Takes me back to the last one I searched on. Let's do this. You notice I got some yellow, and I got this one. Let's take a look at this guy here, Michelle. See, it's got a flag here. Let's go see what it means. It says this voter is inactive, which means the chief is going to have to do something to make them active so you can actually vote them in. So what you do is you call the chief. He or she will take them over and do what they need to do to allow them to vote. All right, this guy here, let's check him. This one says the voter voted at the early voting site, send to the chief. And the chief will explain to them that they are not eligible to vote since they've already voted. You can return back to search. And this one here has the same error, same problem. They voted at early voting at the building possibly, and they want to vote again, which they can't do. So return back to search. All right, let's see. This guy here, though, he comes in. He's up and ready to go. Verify everything in here is correct. Check the voter in. Give him the ballot card that he takes to the ballot officer. The ballot officer will give him the correct ballot. Click OK. And you're back, and now we've got 2 checked in. Laptop number 2 also shows the same thing, so we're good. Oh, we got one here with a question mark. Let's see what that one says. Needs address confirmation. So what you need to do is, again, call the chief. The chief will fill out the proper paperwork, and then you can actually check them in and let them go vote. Return back to search. Now this one down here is, again, the same thing. The voter voted early voting. They're not allowed to vote. The chief will talk to them and explain the situation to them, and hopefully they're not too upset. Return to search. Same thing here. These 2 voters here have both also voted at an early place. There's the person we've checked in. Kathy has just showed up, so let's check Kathy in. Everything looks correct. You looked at her card, her ID card. Everything looks correct. Check her in. Give her the ballot card that she will take to the ballot officer. The ballot officer gives her the card, and you're back on your way. We have done 3 voters. So let's go back down to our main menu bar. Click on it. And let's do location summary. So we've checked in 3 people, which is fair, is what we've done. If you're satisfied with the numbers, you can check this with your DS200. These numbers should be in sync. That's one of the ways you keep tabs of if you're doing everything correctly. Okay, we've had problems before with people doing the following situation. They click this, they look at it, they say, yep, he's correct. They give him the voter card. The voter goes over to the ballot officer, gets that ballot, and goes to vote. And the person will do return back to search. You notice this one was not checked in. This will also screw your numbers up because now you've got 3 checked in, and your DS200 is going to show 4. So please, when you go validate a voter and you're going to check him in, please check in the voter. You know, give him the card, he goes to the ballot officer, gets his card, and now we've got 4 checked in, and now the numbers will match. One year we had a problem with this. We had over 50 voters processed this way. And the numbers, of course, were drastically wrong, but this will keep your numbers in sync. So please remember to, if you look at the voter and you're going to check them in, Please check them in. Don't just do a return back to search, because that's definitely going to mess your numbers up. Okay, end of day. We're going to close the polls. We're ready to go home. So the first thing you do is go down here to your main menu bar, click it, and we want to do a location summary. These numbers right through here are what you're going to need to fill out your PCC summary report. These are the numbers. They are important. They have to go. That shows what all you did today. Make sure you do this before you close the polls. You can do this on either machine. They're both going to be the same because they're talking to each other. As long as you see this down here connected to everything, you're good to go. So once you get your numbers, say continue. And now we're ready to close the poll. To close the poll, we go back to that main menu bar, click on it, and you'll see right here in the middle it says close the polls. Click on it. This requires the chief to close the poll. The chief will type in his or her password. And then click on submit. Typed it wrong. Alright, this is no problem. Everybody does this. So key in the password again. And do submit. And we're done. And you get these messages which tells you everything is correct. That means all your audits and stuff have been posted to Merlin. It's on that red thumb drive that you're going to take out and bring it back to the office. You're going to put it in an envelope. The red envelopes, one where you got it out of, where your password card is. You're going to put it in there and bring it back to the office. At this point, you can close up all your stuff. At this point, after you have closed the polls, you can shut the machine down. Take your cursor, put it up here in the top right-hand corner, and you see that little red X. Click on the X. That closes out the software. Now you're ready to log off the laptop. So go down here to what we call the Windows Start key. Do a right click, hover over Shutdown Sign Out, and click on Shutdown. The machine will automatically power itself off. And you got a little power button right there. See it? It's green. It's going to start blinking. Please make sure you wait until that stops blinking green. That way we know the laptop has completely powered itself off. If not, it can stay on. And you put it back in the case and it's still running. It generates heat, of course, as it runs. And when it does this, it can actually get hot enough when it's in that closed bag, it can actually catch on fire. And I don't think you want your car to catch on fire, or worst case yet, you bring it back to the office and we stack it in the bin with all the other laptops, and it decides to catch on fire and they all burn. We don't particularly want to do that. Okay, we've done laptop number 1. So let's go over and close laptop number 2. You'll notice it still has the synced file there, which is fine. Click OK. And it logs us back off because we closed the polls on the other machine. So on this one, all you have to do is go up here, hit the red button that says close, go down here to the Windows Start key, right click, hover over Sign Out Shutdown, and click on Shutdown. And it will do exactly what the other one did. It's going to power itself off. Again, make sure you wait for that little green light to stop blinking before you close the lid on the laptop. Okay, the following is a scenario of running 2 precincts at one polling place. In other words, I've got two different precincts like Nain and Albin running together, and they're only going to have one Merlin. This is the way you would do it. Okay, first precinct gets everything up and running. Make sure Merlin is up and running before you try this, because it needs to be up and running before either laptop can sign on. So we're up, primary user. Let's go with all right, we'll log in. All right, for this precinct it says we need to open the polls, which is correct. So we've logged in. You can see the poll status is closed. So we click on our main control button. Let's do open the polls. Poll status is open. You can verify it by right down here. So let's just do a search. We have some people. Let's check them in. Check the voter ins. Same procedures before. Give them the ballot card. They take it to the ballot officer and they will give them the ballot and they can check in. Let's check another voter in. Same procedure. All right. Another search. Let's check in this one. Voters okay. Check them in. Continue. All right. This one gives us a warning. Says there is a junior, senior, or which one is he? This is the third, so it could be, make sure you verify the voter's name and you verify the suffix that you got the right one. Because sometimes junior shows up and then senior shows up and you've checked in the wrong ones, and that means you have to go with provisional. So check the voter in. Continue. Okay. All right. We have checked in 4 people, so we go over here to our summary and we look at location summary, and you will see we've checked in 4 people, which is fine. All right, let's go to precinct number 2 that's sharing the same Merlin. And they're going to log in. They're going to use their precinct name, username and password. And you'll notice you get a different message that pops up. It says you've logged in to a different location other than devices on your local network. This is Merlin telling you that you are not using the same precinct number as the other units on this network, which is fine, which is what it's supposed to do. So click yes. And we get the same message we had before. Now at this time, we need to go and open our polls. So click open. Open the polls. And we're up and running. We've checked in nobody yet. Okay, now this is the big issue of concern. You click open. You go up and look. You've got poll book summary and location summary. If I click poll book summary, you notice I got 4 people checked in already, which I haven't checked any for my precinct. So do a cancel. So you go back down here and click location summary. Now location is your actual precinct name. And you'll notice they're all 0. Okay? So let's check some people in. Same as procedures before. You verify everything, click check in, give the card, they go to the ballot officer, and they get their ballot. Okay, turn back to search. Here we've got another one that requires, oh, this voter's inactive, and it's also got a suffix that needs to be verified. If the voter's inactive, you call the chief over. The chief will fill out the necessary paperwork so that the voter can vote, and you do what you do. Return to search. Let's check this one in. Verifies his or her data. Check the voter in. Give them their ballot card. They take it to the ballot officer, get their ballot, and they go vote. Let's check this one in. Same procedure. All right, now let's go back down here and look at let's look at the poll book summary. If you look at it, you see it shows I have 7 people checked in. But if I go down and look at my precinct, I've only got 3. But if I go over to the other precinct, you'll notice I have 4, which plus the 3 makes 7. So you come back over here, let's do this. Let's say cancel out of this. Let's go look and let's do the location summary. The location summary is your precinct that you're working on. So just make sure you remember this, what I'm just telling you, when you go to get your numbers for the end of the night, because if you don't, they're going to be all out of whack. So remember, location summary is what you want to use. And this location summary also you should use that even if you only have 1 precinct on the Merlin. Always use location summary. Poll book summary is the total of everything that's happened on the Merlin. If you've only got 1 Merlin at 1 site, the location summary or the so the end of the night, we're ready to shut down. We're going to do the exact same procedure as we did on the other if you only had 1. So basically each precinct will actually close their own polls. They get your summary sheets, your PCC summary done, and you click on the icon and you want to say close the polls. Again, this is going to require the chief, and that closes the polls. And this tells you he's uploaded everything to Merlin, which is on that red thumb drive that you're going to bring back to us at night. And you're done. And you go through the same procedures we did before. Shut down, right click, shut down. And then once the power button finishes blinking, shut it off and come back. Now we go back over to the other precinct. We're back to the other precinct. Now make sure that Merlin stays up until all precincts close. So you can go here, do your location summary. And you'll see you've only got 4 people checked in, which is what it's supposed to show. If I go here and I say summary, it says I checked in a total of 7, which is correct. But we don't do that. We only did that other one. So let's do a close. Close the polls. This requires the chief. Submit. And polls will be closed. It says he's exported it to Merlin. So now we have 2 precincts on that 1 Merlin thumb drive. So close the software, close the machine, the laptop, shut down. As before, wait till the light quits, the green power light quits blinking. and then you can close it up. So you see how the difference is between location summary and poll book summary. So